listening to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together with your host, Gina Pagnata Murphy and Ebony Walton.
Well, hello, welcome back. We're back. I'm so excited.
Of course she is.
I am so excited. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Look, Radio Connections with Pace is back live and on the air. We took a little hiatus because it was holidays. Everybody was in and out, the winter, COVID. We trying to stay safe and everything. But we kept getting calls and texts. When y'all coming back? We miss you. So we're back. We're here. So today is February 14th, and it is Valentine's Day, and you're online with Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. And today is Truthful Tuesday. I'm your host, Gina Pagnata Murphy, president of Pace.
And I am your co-host, Ebony Walton, vice president of Pace. And of course, this show is for City of Atlanta employees, whether new or seasoned, classified or non, on-site or teleworkers. This platform was created to bring awareness to all things in the city from Pace's point of view, whether good or bad, in hopes of finding a resolve.
Let's talk about it. Do we have a lot to talk about?
A whole lot to be going on.
Yes, but first, let me give another disclaimer. As you will know, that disclaimer is a verbal disclaimer. And, hey, everything that's said on this podcast is just our opinion. And if it's factual, we'll tell you facts and give you the tea. If it's not facts, we'll say allegedly. And this is our opinion because this is our union podcast. So, anyways, how was your week? How was your night?
We want to talk about my night. My week was fine. My week is just started. So the week was fine. We had some meetings. We've been having a lot of meetings since the MOU has been signed.
Yeah, that's
We've been having a lot of feedback from a lot of employees, which has been really, really good.
Been really, really good. Yes, really it has. Good. We had some good things going on with meetings with administration representatives and DHR. We got a new commissioner, people. The new commissioner of HR is Talisha Smith, and she has a wonderful team with her now, and I feel real good. I feel excited, vibrant about it.
I do.
She's something else. I like her. She's gonna come and do some good things. Proof is in the pudding, as we always say. I'm gonna tell it like it is. But I feel that she's done some things already that no other commissioner that we work with have done, and I like that. So that's setting a good precedence. Now, what we got to do is make sure some things get done, so these employees can say, "Hey, you know what? Pace, what's happening? They told the truth. Let's trust this new regime we got going on here. Get some things happening. Once you get those things happening, that morale will kick back in, production will kick back in, and the city will be back vibrant again." I love that. But anyway, I want to shout out. Yes, I got to do a shout out.
What's the shout out? Oh, I know.
The shoe lady. Shout out to the shoe lady. The shoe lady is back.
She is back.
And today, by it being Valentine's Day, y'all know, if you've been watching our podcast, y'all know who the shoe lady is. It's begin with a C and end with a K. The CK shoe lady. And I want to show you a picture of the shoes. So if you see her walking around with them shoes, you know who it is. Look at her shoes.
That's a nice
Valentine's Day. Ladies, check that out. Woo-hoo! I can get this shoes. Yes, ma'am.
I can't walk in the vehicle.
Boy, I'm gonna try though. We gotta try it. Just one day.
We're gonna look like two hot messes.
Yeah, with the big hats and stuff. We're gonna have a tea time.
Okay.
Hey, love the shoes, CK. Shoe lady.
Nice.
Alias.
Very nice.
Is that what we call them? Alias. Yeah. And shout out to them.
So we have I don't know if y'all been watching the show.
Oh, here we go.
Yellowstone with Kevin Costner.
Here we go.
That show is so good. You gotta watch it. It's really,
I saw the reviews.
Really good. I have everybody at my job watching that show just about.
But that's like a Western. You into that?
It's not really a Western though. It's like
like Bonanza.
It ain't like Bonanza.
Like the Big Valley.
No, you gotta watch it. You try one episode.
No.
Try one episode and it's not gonna be what you think. It's good.
All right, I'll try it. And I'll tell you next week how I feel about it.
It's really good. Really.
See, I'm waiting on 65. I'm a sci-fi person. I'm sci-fi, Star Trek. Oh Lord, the last Star Trek, the final episode, y'all on Paramount Plus. I'm so go Picard and all of them go. They age. I love it. It's showing how they aged, you know, and they're doing their last run through space. It's all over.
I'm not a.
So what's the song for today?
Sci-fi person. Well, since it is about, what did you do for today? You had anything that you did today?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nobody looks at me for Valentine.
Me either.
I think after a certain age, you get older. You know, I don't know.
So
I know my daughter's talking about babysitting tonight. No, not.
So the song.
We don't own the rights to this music, y'all. But the song for
today
is.
Y'all gotta know it.
Oh my.
Back then, songs used to have that long intro before they start singing, didn't it? My son's there too. Right, there you go.
It sure smells good on you. Slide on your lipstick.
Read it.
Put that out.
Oh my gosh, that's Johnny Gill, y'all. My. Y'all get a chance, pull it up for Valentine's Day. We don't own the rights to the music, so we got to cut it off or get sued, allegedly. My.
All right.
My. Okay. You're so silly.
You are. It's you. So, we have our inspiration, but we're calling it something else now. What you got?
Pacepiration. Be still and know.
Be still and know.
For today. Do y'all know what that means? Be still
and
know.
Be still.
Just be still.
It's going to work out. Whatever it is, it's going to work out.
And know somebody coming to the park.
Now, this is my time. I miss this. My moral time.
All right.
So, story time. The Drunkard. It is a story, a moral story about seeking truth and wisdom. A policeman sees a drunk man searching for something under a streetlight and asks what the drunk has lost. He says he lost his keys, and both look under the streetlight together. A few minutes goes by, and the policeman asks if he's sure he lost them here. And the drunk replies, no, and that he lost them in the park. The policeman asks, why is he searching here? And the drunk replies, this is where the light is. I killed me. Okay. The moral of the story is truth and wisdom are found where you least want to look. Can you imagine seeing the thing? That's why I like this part.
Oh my.
When I read it, I said,
God.
this is it. This is the story for today.
Hey,
but you get
it. I mean, I get it. Because only you can find stuff like that. That's
only me.
The moral of the story.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed it. That's Miss Ebony, y'all.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed.
Nope.
Just a New Year's.
New Year. Still me.
Well, listen. Then it comes to the point of our show where we do a moment of silence for those in need of a prayer, reflection, or meditation. As a gesture of respect, mainly for those who have died recently, in order to keep in mind those who are dealing with the difficulties of life, we'd like to give just a moment of silence for them. And one of our dearest friends that used to be on our podcast
every Tuesday,
Boston, she passed last month. And Shauna Hicks, may she rest in peace. But my sister, we're going to miss you. Shauna, even when we talked about some food from Red Lobster, remember?
Yes.
And all the way from Boston, she had us Uber, whatever you call it, knock at the door, and there was some delivery. And we had seafood, and she really a spread. She said Red Lobster is not always bad. But I said we can't always go to Boston either to eat there. Shauna, to all of your beloved friends and our age people there that you've been on the board, the National Executive Board with me. I'm going to miss you. Shout out to you.
Yes.
So let's bow our heads for a moment of silence. Okay.
A real moment of silence.
Okay. I can't stand her. But anyway, so enough of that, because let's move on, because it's Valentine's Day.
Yes,
So what you got?
So, well, it's Valentine's Day, but it's also still, it's February, so it's Black History Month. So we want to do some Black History stuff.
Okay. Did you know that it started a week ago? We started this a week ago, right? In 1915, Harvard-educated historian Carter G. Woodson and minister Jesse Moreland founded what's now known as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. That organization established Negro History Week in 1926, which strived to inspire schools and communities to organize local celebrations and host performances and lectures. Did you know that?
It started out as a whole week.
A whole week.
Black History.
Okay.
As a whole week.
Yes, sir. So we got what happened. So also we have another shout out. You want to talk about that for the?
Yes, I had the opportunity this morning to sit in at the Work Safe Atlanta WSA meeting, and it was interesting. I sat in it once before. And it was interesting. It's all that they're trying to come up with ideas. It's a committee to come up with ideas from different departments on how to keep the city and the employees safe. So they are looking for members to join. If you have extra time, you like to do some volunteer work, this will be great to work in the city to volunteer in the city that you work in. And if you need to contact anyone to get membership information, you will contact Julia Haynes, and her email is JUHAYNES Haynes at atlantagA.gov. And I'll put it right here in this little chat box for you. So if you guys want to be a part of something, this is it. And I always try to be a part of something. It's, if you work in the city, you want to be a part of something. You like to complain about stuff, or you want certain things done that you're not seeing being done. If you join these different committees, you have to get your voice out.
My class is cooking. Oh, yeah. I am on the PACE has a seat on that board. The WSA is the citywide. I always call it workplace safety Atlanta. Workplace. It changed. The name changed, but anyway. And so we needing. It's very important, that whole program. We PACE tried to get that established years ago under another regime, and it happened and it worked. Now it had some multiple changes over the time, but the whole idea was that the departments, we wanted a centralized place for safety for employees. And the bottom line, we wanted the departments to be consistent across the board of how safety is with our employees. One department shouldn't have a different standard for another department when it comes to safety. Safety is safety. Trucks driving, and henceforth they came up and revised the policy for the vehicle use policy. And PACE was very instrumental in getting that established. And so we were very pleased about all of that. And it was a lot of heartburn. And then we worked with them when they got the drive cams in. We worked with the city with that. So we're really pleased with that. And we just got to get our members and your employees who are our members on the path to do the right thing. We set these policies in place. We make them a little bit more flexible. I don't like to say the word lenient because sometimes people think that's the bad word, but we make them a little flexible. We lobby, we negotiate with the administration to give you some breathing room to do your job, because we're still human. So everybody won't be feeling so stressed out and, intimidated. And sometimes you can set so many strict policies that you're in your own way. You got to get out your way and put it there, make an agreement with your labor relations and your labor organizations. Put it out there, train your folks, and then they got to go from there. Go for what you know. Just do your job. And if you got problems doing your job or somebody's hindering doing your job, that's where we come in. And so Now I feel like one of those actresses on TV with I see about all the lights. She got all the lights beaming down on me. Why you not sweating or nose kind of running?
Why my nose gotta run? Because the lights make your nose run?
So is it? I'm not going there. But you know, today is this side. Is this the white side?
Here we go. I think that's the. I think you're on the other side.
I'm on the other side.
Yes, you're on the other side.
I'm black.
It's kind of bright.
White.
It's kind of bright.
I'm black. I just sung by Michael Jackson. Remember, and Paul McCartney.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. When I play keyboards too, so they got black and white keys. So I guess I'm saying the lights is kind of burning my skin, but it don't burn yours. Is that's what it is?
Why the lights don't burn my skin?
This is African American week.
What?
I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm the only one white.
So since my skin darker can help. Well, hey,
but you know what?
Black is good.
Hey, they say black don't crack.
It's melanin right here, boy. I tell you.
Well, anyway, that's tostada. What color am I? What color am I? They used to call me mellow yellow in school.
You're not mellow yellow.
Pecan tan?
You not pecan tan.
I'm lighter than that?
You lighter than light.
Sprite?
No, you lighter than Sprite.
Anyway, I'm proud of my heritage, even though I don't know which one it is. Sometimes it just comes out. But for all of you that don't know me and do know me, I am multi-race. So we'll talk about that because we're joking about it here between us, but it is a serious situation that's still out there, especially amongst female genre. Is that what we call it? The female, back in, Spike Lee movies and all of that, dark skin, light skin. We actually still hearing stuff like that now.
Yes, especially and even in the workplace, seriously. But the month of February we also know it to be, of course, known for Black History Month. It's also Humpback Whale Awareness Month, World Cancer Day, and Shine a Light on Slavery. I hadn't really heard
Shine
that
a
one.
light?
That's Shine a Light. And then a random act of kindness. I don't know, because already Black History Month, why would we shine a light? I just saying. A random act of kindness, try to do something nice for someone, and World of Social Justice.
I like all of those except the Humpback Whale, and we're in the Shine a Light on Slavery.
They might be becoming extinct, so maybe they want people to be aware so they don't go out there on.
Well, if they leave them things alone, they wouldn't be riding there, riding on the tip of the nose of the whales and stuff and getting hurt. I did go to SeaWorld, though. It was pretty good. I did see them riding. But they didn't ride the whale. Let me take that back. They didn't ride the whale, but it was just amazing how they were able to train them. But I'm just hoping that they train them not where they get the whale get
leave the wild animals alone in the wild. Let them be. Just let them be. And my heart goes out to that person, that trainer that did. Her life was taken by that whale. And we don't know what the thoughts of in these animals, but people just love them, love your animals, but remind yourself what they are. Animals. Because I like animals. What you trying to say?
I'm just saying, you got people around here talking about the dogs as the babies.
They
and
are
all
babies
the cats,
sometimes.
the babies.
You put clothes on them and everything. You feed them out of a bottle when they're babies. You can rock them in your arms and everything.
I love it, but just remember,
they animals, and they nicer than people sometimes.
Yeah, you're true. They're lovable.
They just don't have a soul that we know of. They might have.
They might have a soul.
They might have a soul. I don't know. Because if you look in their eyes, you ever looked at a dog in his eyes?
I ain't looking at nothing in their eyes. They
got something to say. They got something to say. Like what? No, they really have something to say. Animals are so.
The only kind of animal I like, I had a little cat. I call him Tigger. And I had, he was like a striped tiger cat. And then I had some poodles when I was a little girl. But it seemed like every dog that I had or animal, they got killed. So I love them, but unfortunately, there is so much. You know why I don't want an animal? I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I want a little dog, and you know why? They're the cutest little dog. The little pups look like little, but they don't have their hospitalizations and stuff is worse than ours.
It is.
I can't even file them on my taxes.
I don't know.
No, as a dependent. So how is it your baby?
But they do have medical insurance for dogs. So I don't know why they should. You should be able to make.
You can't file taxes on your dog.
But you
You're going to jail.
You have insurance. Somebody probably.
You're gonna look. Listen, dependent. Check this out.
Okay.
Picture this.
Sicily.
1926. Yeah. I got my dog named Fifi. I'm filing taxes. I put Fifi down as a dependent, but they want a social security number. So I say
make 0000000.
There you go. But it's my child.
It's her child. She taking care of. She feed it. She clothe it. You just don't burp it, but it do everything you take care
That's
of.
right.
It's a dependent.
Buy clothes. That's my dependent.
It's a dependent.
So what you think IRS gonna do?
They gonna come after you.
Tax fraud. You're going down. Yeah. Hey, animal lovers. What's that? SPA. What's them folks?
Hang on it. Cruelty to I don't know.
Not yet. Whoever that organization. Hey, y'all get with IRS. Make it happen, y'all. Organization, make something positive happen for the people that love animals and really, really take care of those animals where they can file taxes on.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough of that little tidbit.
So we have our cooling.
Oh, look who's on the line.
Cooling
Oh,
with Mr. Crofton.
Where did he pop in? Was this a surprise to me?
I'm so sick of this.
Oh.
Can you follow the prompt?
Oh, that's what I'm doing? I'm off the prompt.
Jesus. I thought we was going to start 2023 on the right path. I did. I had everything lined up.
It's so pretty.
She cannot follow the rules.
I can follow the rules. I just like to bend them a little bit. Okay. So, hey, Croft. Now it's time to get ready to hear some words of wisdom as he shares his tidbits on all things worth knowing.
It is the motivational,
articulate, diabolical, the amazing Spencer Croft. Hey, Spence.
Hey, listen. What's happening, y'all? I don't know what it is. Every time y'all bring me in, I can't hear you, but that's okay. Happy Valentine's Day to you both. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Hey, listen, your boy Croft is back like he left something, y'all. Welcome to 2023. Hey, listen. 2023 has, we've been in it a few weeks now. And let me just say, a lot has changed or is changing. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about, Gina, have you ever experienced customer no service? Good God Almighty. Y'all better listen to your boy Croft. Listen, y'all. I'm talking about customer no service to the point. Let me tell you what happened. I want y'all to listen to me because of the fact that, being with the city of Atlanta, we always want to be customer service oriented. I was in an establishment that sells a whole bunch of tools with an orange and, the label on it is orange. So, y'all remember the old plastic runners that went down the carpet or whatever. Well, I needed some of that. If you remember what I'm talking about. Well, the guy came to me who works in this establishment. And they just had it on a big roll. It wasn't pre-cut or anything. And I needed 36 feet. Listen, needed 36 feet. He asked me to buy the whole roll because I might need it for later. I told him I didn't need it. And then I just said, I just need 36 feet. He said, listen to this, y'all. He said, I would cut it for you, but we don't have the knife to cut it. Where am I? I'm in this place, and you telling me you ain't got the knife. I'm looking at you and saying, so you telling me because we're in this place, you don't have the knife. And I just walk away. Talk to the manager about it, and it was just crazy. Now, I went to another establishment, a restaurant, went up to the drive-through window. This establishment sells hot ham and cheese, and they sell burgers, if you know what I'm talking about. Pull up to the drive-through. This is about 10 o'clock in the morning. Waiting at the drive-through about 2 minutes. Hello? They saying, I'm sorry, sir, we can take no more orders. What in the world is going? I'm talking about customer no service. And I'm in this place where, a lot of people are starting to set on fire. If you know what I'm talking about, they starting to set them on fire, whatever, and for whatever reason. And I'm in a certain area and I ask for something and they tell me, they look at me and I say, well, I'm looking for this. And the first thing they said, well, I don't work in this area. And this is my second day. Do. I said, okay, that's fine. I'm thinking they're going to get me some help.
No.
It's been 15 minutes and Buddy ain't came back. I don't hear nothing over the microphone. Somebody need help over in this area. Listen, y'all, customer service is very, very important. One thing about it, the sad thing about that Gina and Ebony is the kids that are growing up thinking this is normal. This is normal. Listen, y'all, we need to make sure we're doing everything that we can for our customers at all times. Customer service is going out of your way to just help somebody do what they're supposed to do. Now, I'm telling you, that place where you buy food and stuff with the green sign, they take you where you need to be. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to take you where you need to be. Listen, you can't find it, I'm going to grab your hand, Crawford, and carry you over there. Listen, y'all, I ain't making no noise, but we can talk about something. Listen, I'm so glad we're back, y'all. I'm so glad you're doing your thing. Hey, listen, thank you so much for your time this time. And until the next time, I hope it's better than the last. And as my dad would always say, you're never out of business when you mind your own. This is your boy Croft. We'll holler at you later. Peace.
Bye, Spencer. He is crazy too. But he's right.
Remember last night? Where did we go? We gonna say where we went. But what happened?
But yeah, well,
give the thing.
Where you put water, the place where you had that little water you put in is yellow and brown. That building is yellow and brown where people say we weren't supposed to go there before.
Yeah.
Okay, you remember that place?
Yeah.
That restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Went there last night. Me and you went there to have dinner to talk about everything. And I said, so he's right up the alley because I already seen what I wanted to order. And we clearly saw we were ready. Then you said the little thing that was standing on the table. Oh, that's the special.
Let's do that.
Let's do that one. Because you can get free dessert. That's okay. So when the server came over, nice little young lady, she came over and you said, well, I want to get this right here.
But I didn't want
this on the I said, Ebony, just order your, because I already seen it gets two vegetables. Mm-hmm. And so she says, well, I got to check it out.
I don't know
nothing about this menu. I said, wait a minute. I said, you mean you don't understand right here what it's saying that she can get right here? It's right here.
I don't want to tell y'all no lie. So I'm going to go talk to the man. She said, oh, okay. So when she came back, you asked her something. She said, oh, I know. I've been working here
for 12 years. I said, well, wait a minute. If you've been working here for 12 years, you mean you don't know about this menu right here?
That's new. That's this week. I don't know that. I don't know that.
But anyway.
So, yes, we know customer, no service.
Well, and one more before we get on, because I got to share this. When he was talking about this place that has, you remember I went by the drive-through, and it's kind of yellow building. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This yellow building, y'all know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Yellow building. Anyway, I ordered two children's menu, kids meals, and then I ordered just wanted a sandwich and small fry. I didn't want to drink, because I was going to share that with them. Anyway, they gave me a price, and then as I was driving around to the window, I dawned on me and said, "Wow, that was a little expensive for some small fries." So I get to the window, young guy, at this yellow building, this yellow building, and he says, I said, sir, how much is the small fries? And then he said, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, how much is the big fries? Because that's a lot for a little bag of small fries. You know what he did to me? Looked right at me and said, I don't know. You don't know?
Can't even go turn around and look at the menu.
He ain't turned around. It ain't a matter of looking at the menu.
Nothing.
He had to drive through the register right there.
He didn't want to do it.
I said, you don't know? I started laughing. And guess what he did? Laugh with me. Because he knew what he just said was silly.
Yes,
but I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I went on to pay for it. But when you folks listen, it brings me back to City of Atlanta. We have some of these same people in certain areas that give bad customer service. And I'm talking about my members too. And talking about people that's not members. But we all have a job to do. And we all are expected, everybody, each one of us are customers. You're my customer. I'm your customer. And we have to start treating each other with respect, dignity, and humility, and do friendly customer service, assist, help, do what you need to do. And if you can't assist, just say what you can't do or refer that person to somebody else. Don't just give you the I don't care, I don't know attitude and keep it moving. That is not quality customer service. Because guess what? I'm a true believer. For anything that you do good for somebody, it'll come back good to you.
Yes,
and you treat somebody intentionally evil and mean,
it's coming back.
It's gonna come back to you. And karma, y'all, listen to me good.
Yes,
y'all seen it? Karma nowadays don't take long to come back. It used to take a while.
It's coming right back.
And we may not know about it, or the person you injured may not know about it, but karma will come back to you
like a boomerang.
So y'all need to do the right thing. Y'all get that evil spirit out of you. And I don't know. We're gonna talk about that later on about that evil spirit stuff, because you know that Illuminati. I
don't want to talk about that. I don't know nothing about Illuminati.
Watch your music. Don't get back to Parliament Funkadelic and the OJs and
hold on. Spencer got something to say.
Spencer, you got something to say?
Yeah, I mean because of the fact, like you said, Gina. It's so important, you know, to give great customer service. But the problem or issue is, you know, even when it comes to the city of Atlanta, we have to make sure that if there's not customer service, we need to make sure it's fixed so we do have customer service. Because again, you know, what I do for the city of Atlanta, I deal with customers every day. I deal with customers every day. Now, sometimes I deal with irate customers. My job is damage control. I got to have great customer service to keep this going because I represent the city of Atlanta. I am the city of Atlanta wherever I go. So customer service is very, very, very important. And, you know, whether you with the city of Atlanta or you with the building with the upside down W or anywhere, you need to make sure that you have great customer service. Great job, Gina. Ebony, let's ride.
That's right. So
hey, Tamara.
And see the thing, hey Tamara. And see the thing is, we missing that. We missing that customer service training, because he's right. It starts within yourself. And if we treat each other with customer service oriented and get that training and put it back. We need customer service training, HR, back into that Oracle system, that mandated, like we do sexual harassment or all that other training. Customer service training. Let's get some more training. Make it mandatory. Everybody go and take that customer service training.
Some good in-depth
customer service.
Interactive.
Yeah. Like the rest of that stuff.
Yeah, real good interactive customer service.
We're missing that. And remember back in the day, our evaluations, one of the things that I think there was Mayor Reed. I'm not trying to, this is fact, not legend. He made it that one of those missions on our evaluation was quality customer service. And we got the pen or the little plaque card that said, I am the city of Atlanta. I am just what Spencer was saying. And so we need to get back into that to make you feel proud to be part of it. It comes with training. and embedding that in your head. So when you do reach out, once you start feeling good about yourself, you don't do nothing but give good to other people.
Yep.
But when you feeling down and belittled, which comes to our topic of bullying, you can't give what you're not getting. You can't give what you're not getting. So we need to have that. So real brief before we get into the bullying, let me talk to you about the union. This union, PACE, Professional Association of City Employees. What is a union? A union is a labor union group of 2 or more employees who join together to advance common interests such as wages, benefits, schedules, terms and conditions of employment, your health and welfare, your safety, all of that, where you as an individual cannot go to maybe a leader and discuss your issues. You can, but until we get that customer service embedded in all of us, no matter what your level of grades are, you're not going to get that quality customer service back. So what you might get is some resistance, some retaliation, some intimidation, some bullying, and some harassment, because you're only asking for what you want to give, and that's quality customer service. Treat me as a human being. All of us have a parent or may not have a parent, a father, a brother, a sister, husband or wife, and you want to be treated like you want your family members to be treated.
Yep.
And that is the whole point of bullying. We got to stop this bullying, leaders. And so our organization of members united by the belief in the dignity and worth of workers and the services that we provide you. We're dedicated to improving the lives of workers and your families and creating a more just and humane society. We are workers that are municipality workers, but all of us, we're diverse. We have different classifications in our union. We have all kind of ethnicities in our union. We all have different kind of religious aspects with the members of our union. We have all kinds of, whatever, the age, the color, all of that. We are a diverse, elite organization. That is PACE. And my goal as the leader of this organization, as long as you have me as this leader, is to advocate for you, along with Ebony, to advocate for everything that we can do for you to make your work stay with this city of Atlanta a better working environment. If it means stepping on some toes, if it means that I have to be out there in front face as I always have until the breath is coming from my body, I'm going to do what I need to do, what you have charged me and Ebony to do as your leader, to make sure that you are being treated with some dignity and respect,
and able to provide the quality service that you need to be effective at your job.
That's right.
That's the whole point.
We are affiliated under the same umbrella as IBPO in the city of Atlanta. That's your police officers union. We're under the same umbrella. It's called NAGE, National Association of Government Employees, in which I am one of the vice presidents. Got that promotion about a couple of years ago, right before pandemic. And so I am still one of the national vice presidents that I represent when I go to these meetings twice a year out of state to discuss what's going on back here in Atlanta. And so we also are affiliated, NAGE is affiliated with SEIU, the Southeastern International Union. And with that union, there are over 2 million, way over 2 million members. So don't just think because you see the local number might be low to some leaders that we're not in that 2 million membership, because what we can't fix, our national will. So I never like it to go to national. We do our own business, but trust and believe, we're just not this one silo. We're a group, we're a small entity of a whole global of union members. So you are in a very good union. And if I pat you on the back and I pat me on the back for the hard work that we do, and it's a thankless job. It's a priceless job. We do not get paid for it. This is my passion. And I'm about what's doing right on both sides. Members, y'all know me, on both sides. Okay? So don't ever think you can go out there and do something wrong. The union's going to back me up and support me. We're going to help the best way we can but you need to do the right thing. Understand? Follow the policies. What our job is to do, make sure that these policies are written where it's concise, it's consistent, and there's no gray areas. You shouldn't have to sit here and perpetrate and try to figure out anything when it comes to a code of ordinance or a policy.
Clear cut.
Clear cut. Eyes dotted, T's crossed. So this administration, this HR, kudos to them. So far, so good. We're working with them. They're working with us. They're answering our phone calls. They're calling us. We're calling them. And we're in connection with each other on what it is to have a win-win on both sides. So understand that. Ain't nobody selling out. Not this union. But we're going to advocate for you. I don't know about, some folks.
Let's move along.
Anyway.
Ms. Nelson, nice to have you aboard. So, the meat of what this topic today is on bullying. What exactly is bullying? What is workplace bullying? It is an act or verbal comments that could psychologically or mentally hurt or isolate a person in a workplace. Bullying can be a negative physical contact as well. It involves repeated incidents or a pattern of behavior that is intended to intimidate, offend, degrade, or humiliate a particular person or group of people. Some would describe it as assertion of power through aggression. And of course, we know that bullying can be obvious and it can be subtle. It's the subtle that gets me. It's that subtle because you can't really prove that this is what they're doing, but you know what they're doing.
I like the term, don't blow smoke.
That's the one I had. What? Don't blow smoke.
No, you said don't smell it. I said don't blow it.
I say don't smell it, smoke. I don't smell it. Can you smell what the rock is saying? No, so bullying. Okay, seriously, bullying. You would be amazed at how prevalent workplace bullying is. And if you can just for a moment close your eyes and think of a situation where either you experienced yourself or you seen it being done to someone else. That everybody in their adult time working in any particular place, you've probably been involved in it somewhere where you've seen it or experienced it or had it seen it to someone else. Well, sorry. People are gossiped about, they're mocked, they're excluded from meetings or information when you're being bullied. And that's not a good feeling. You ever been in that position? No? Mm-mm. You ever been a bully? Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. 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 So when it comes to bullying, here's some stories I got from the internet. Y'all know that recently the Half Moon Bay, California had a situation. It was a farm worker killed 7 people in back-to-back shootings in a case of workplace violence at 2 Northern California mushroom farms. They said it was the third mass that week. That was from bullying situations. Then we had in Atlanta, the woman accused of killing 2 people and wounding a third in Atlanta had ties to a condominium building and office where the shootings took place. In the lawsuit, they said she was being faced with retaliation and persecution. And that's what made her flip. Then a month ago, this young male in his new school, his name was Peyton. He told his mother about what was going on. He reported an incident to the principal the day before. The principal told him to avoid the other boy. And the mother asked Peyton why he hadn't told her. And he said, "Mom, you can't fix this." And end quote. He said, "Mom, you can't fix this." End quote. He repeated it again. After they got home, Peyton went into his room. He was a typical teenage boy. She said he thought he just needed some time alone. About 20 minutes went by. She went to go check on her baby. And he was not alive anymore. He had hung himself. There was no warning, no note, nothing. So, Gene, we're going to do something real quick. I want you to ball up this paper. Ball it up. Here you go.
Psychologist.
Here you go.
Okay.
We're going to ball this paper up. Now I want you to unravel it. Iron it out if you can. Can you straighten it out? Does it look like it was before you did what you did to it?
No.
You think it'll ever look like that again?
No, not unless I get an iron.
If you get an iron, you think the iron is really going to iron out?
Nah.
It's not.
Nah.
This is the effects that bullying can have. You can say you're sorry. You can try to amend whatever it is, but it never
Would be the same.
That person have the effects of what bullying can do. Either you disrespected them and the other people saw it. You put them in a situation where they would always second guess themselves, and it messes with people's mental health.
They would feel inadequate.
It very much inadequate.
So when you ask me the question, have I ever been bullied? And I just said, nah, but I have. When I was in high school, military family, you know, my mom and dad was military. You know, we were living in a very upscale. I had a nanny. Oh, wow. Anyway, but the unfortunate part about it is I was the only light-skinned child in that neighborhood. And I got bullied a lot because of my skin color. And coming from school, you know, I went to Catholic school eventually. They put me into parochial school because they were working parents. I was a latchkey kid. Mm-hmm. And so when I come home, I walked through this path because it was a shortcut. And about 4 or 5 girls, dark skin, would always be there ready to beat me up. Mm-hmm. Want to fight me because I had long hair and I was light skinned. And so, you know, I was terrified. I was very terrified. And I couldn't say anything to my mom and dad because at that time I felt inadequate. Like my dad is strong and he made me feel like I'm supposed to be strong, but mentally I wasn't strong because I was scared. And the anxiety of it all and the depression of it all, my grades started dropping because I was scared to come home from school. Mm. And I didn't have another way to go home unless it would take me hours, and then my nanny would get upset because I tried that. So I had no choice but to go through the school. So at the bottom, go through that path. So the bottom line of all of that I'm saying is that I've learned back in those days, not the days now, because I'm going to be honest with you. Can I be honest with you guys?
Please do.
The times back then, I'm 66. So we're talking about how many years? Maybe 50 years?
A whole lot.
Ain't that a lot? Anyway, 16, 15, 16, 14, 15, about in there. And back in those days, it's not like it is prevalent now with suicide and depression and stuff. Because you either fought or flight. You either fought or ran. And so killing myself was never an option back then. But I'm telling you guys, if the times were like that now, I don't know if I would have been one of those ones that would have been the killing side or the suicidal side. This is real. Because as much as I got picked on because of my skin color and the way they taunted me, it was horrible. I cried every day. I ran track. I played basketball. I did everything I could to be late coming home so I didn't have to cross over paths with these kids. But guess what? What it taught me, when they pulled my hair, you can pull it now. I don't feel nothing. And I eventually stood up to them because they got me into a moment at one point where I could not escape. And the only thing that saved me was I accidentally snatched the bully's earring out of her ear and it split and blood went everywhere. And all the rest of them ran. So I'm standing there looking like I don't want to fight and everybody, and I'm sitting there, I didn't know what was going on. That was an accident, but I was scared to death because I thought I done hurt this lady. Yeah. Even though she done beat me up all over the place. And so over the years, I learned when I joined the military, and I had some problems in the military but it was more harassment, sexual harassment in the military. I got through that. Yes, I do have anxiety. Yes, I have bouts with depression. That's something that's prevalent to this day in this work environment, stress, home life, social life, everything. And the sad part about it, people, you don't know who's going through it because we put on our best face in front of people. We put on our best face in front of people. You know what made me, and I'm going to give her a shout out. Don't know her, never met her. I mean, I know of her. You know of her. I read her book, and she shared that about her depression.
Miss Obama.
Miss Obama. She shared in her book about her depression, her marriage. When you see them picture perfect, president, first lady. Oh my God, that's the epitome of that's how I want my husband. Oh, I want it. Oh, she's so beautiful. Oh, but that was a mirror. And she admitted this in her book. So I started feeling like, hey, it's okay to admit you have some mental issues. And the stigma back in the day, which is still some prevalent now in our culture,
it is,
and not just a particular culture, but in cultures, let's say that, people don't want to talk about mental health. But mental health is just as strong and prevalent like someone with a heart condition, diabetes, broken arm, or arthritis. And it's more prevalent now because guess what? You can kind of fix those things. Mental health, you can't fix if you don't go get help or no one knows you having this. But we're taunted because we got leaders that's got some mental health issues themselves. So they take it out on employees. You got some people, you ever heard the old saying, he's treating you bad because he ain't running his household at home, and vice versa. Men are even more susceptible of holding that in than women are.
Yes, they are.
Because we can get together as women and talk about it to each other. But men, it's a stigma, you're weak. I would prefer to see a man cry than to stand there and try to be hard, knowing he's hurting, because you're human. And I'm saying all of this to you guys because leaders out there and employees to employees, you don't know that thin line between love and hate, that thin line between killing versus suicide, who you taunting, who you are bullying, who you are intimidating. You don't know what that person went through before they came to work and then had to deal with traffic or what do you call those drivers that want to flip you the bird or curse you out and you did nothing. And you come on to work, as soon as you walk in the door, you might be a minute late and somebody doing this with their watch. That's taunting. And I'm not in the mood for that today. And so then it escalates or can. So all of these suicide people, Ricky Smiley, I don't know you other than I follow you. I'm truly heartbroken about you losing your child. I'm truly heartbroken about anyone that has lost someone, whether it's drugs, whether it's suicide. It's just too much for a parent to lose a child. That's not how it's supposed to be.
It's not.
And they're going out all of these suicides. My husband's nephew, I just found out 2 days ago, killed himself a week ago. My husband shared that with me. They just told him because they didn't know how he was going to react. But he hung himself with a dog chain. People, he was 24 years old. We have got to be and lift each other up and love each other. And we got to stop this bullying. This job that you guys got is not that serious. The only ones that's serious is when the police go out on the calls, the E911 operators when they trying to save a life, your firefighters out there that's running to these fires, those people that's putting their bodies in harm's way and don't know what you're going to. But the ones that all I need from you is to give me a piece of paper, send me an email because you didn't like the way you said it in the email. Now I got a problem with you. This is not serious, y'all. Treat each other with love and some respect. Because go home the way you came. At the end of the day, we got to remember this is the city of Atlanta. And although this union can advocate for you, for the leaders to do the right thing and ask you to do the right thing, but at the end of the day, it's still a business. Can I repeat that? The city of Atlanta is still a business. It is still an organization. Anything that happens to you, and this is my truth, this is my saying, you will be replaced. immediately as soon as they can, because it's still a business and an organization. So what I'm saying that to say, do the right thing. Try not to get stressed. Try not to stress other people out. Communicate. Work together. Give quality customer service. Love one another. We may not all like each other, but we're here to do a job. And then so we can go home. And if you need some help, we got EAP. You got Kaiser that has a beautiful, wonderful behavioral health program. You got Blue Cross Blue Shield. And you might can just go and do whatever you feel is necessary. You can go online. You can go on YouTube. They got all kind of calm apps. What is the one you just referred me?
It's on Netflix.
The calm app.
Headspace.
The mindful Headspace. And then you just found something to talk about my sleep apnea that I just realized I got, where I be snoring.
Yeah, sleep apnea. Because rest is how, if you don't get enough rest,
absolutely,
that plays a huge role in your health, your stress level, everything. And this app that I have, it's mental something. It's me. I'll have to find it and I'll send it to you guys. But it's really good because it lets you know if you slept well throughout the night and what you need to eat the next day to make you food, what you eat. You feed your all that greasy fat foods and all of that is not healthy for you mentally. It's
called mental, MINTAL.
Yeah, mental. That's right. Mental. It's called mental. MINTAL. It's on the app. And it is really good. It's so many things out there. But this bullying has got to stop. I've been bullied several times. They exclude you. They spread the rumors. You have the looks. You be separated from everybody. And it's not a good feeling. You have to be a strong individual, and not even a strong individual. You just have to be an individual to allow or not to allow that to affect you, but it affects you. Just like this piece of paper will never be the same, those people will never be the same. Don't be a part of this, doing people this way. I would hate for someone to come up to me and say, you remember you used to bully me? You used to make me feel this type of way. You used to blah, blah. I wouldn't want, when I die and go before whoever I go before, that's not something I want to keep me out. To say, you can't come in here because you didn't treat these people right. My job and Gina's job, because it's in our heart, is to treat people with dignity and respect and to make sure that they are getting that from who they need to get it from. And that in turn, you're doing that back to your superiors and your employee, your people that you work with. You have to.
If you don't, you get caught up in a silo and then you don't understand, because anxiety, and we're going to be touching bases every week on this anxiety, depression, suicide, and bullying on top of other stuff. We're going to be hitting a little bit on every week.
This is serious
because this is serious about us, too much of our young people and folks coming out of here with anxiety and depression. That's all we're hearing. It's a lot. And you don't want to get caught up on the medication all the time, because I'm so sick of listening to take this for this, and then it could cause this and this and that. Well, what happened to
and then years later, if you've never taken this,
have you been
now you need to go here, and there's a lawsuit or something. You might can get some money.
Yeah.
I don't want no money if I ain't got no legs.
Like $15.
What I'm gonna do with some money if now my legs gone?
Yeah, you get
where I'm going?
$15. I forgot that one. I got $15. It was on, but it was dealing with, it was some of my Family Dollar or something. I had to say that allegedly. That's not alleged. That's fact. It was one of the ones that the FM with the I said the name too late now, but anyway, that's it. You can look it up. But they had some kind of lawsuit because they were discriminating against certain applications or applicants or something. And so anyway, you automatically is put when they see your name, because it's many years ago. And they see your name, so you automatically put in and they tell you if you want to be part of it. I decided, you know how much I got? $15. Because it was so many. Yeah. So, but you don't want to be putting, I'm getting off track, but listen, you guys is bullying, you bullying each other. You just, the time and energy you put into bullying somebody, why you can't embrace someone and just say, how was your day last night? Did you have a good time? You know, and if you're a leader, and you should know your people, you should know their and how their personality is.
Yes, you should.
And if you see something wrong, call them in and say, listen, is there something you want to share with me? Are you okay? I'm worried about you. You know, be concerned, because what I don't ever want to do is argue with somebody, be ugly to somebody, and neither one or something happen. I would be hurt. I couldn't live with myself. I know you wouldn't be able to live with yourself.
I wouldn't want to be the cause of someone, you at your last, and something I say, you better go, and then I don't see you tomorrow, but I hear about it on the news.
Y'all,
that would break my heart.
It's serious.
Go ahead, Croft.
Hey, listen, y'all. I mean, what y'all saying is, I mean, that's very prevalent. And I think one of the problems is, and that's what I'm going to talk about next week, is just being confident with yourself. A lot of people, a lot of leaders are just not confident, and they have this intimidation factor built in. I mean, to where if somebody comes in that maybe they light skin and got long hair and they don't, you're going to be treated differently. Or whether you're smart and you know a lot and they feel intimidated, then you might get slighted. So, you know, there's a lot of things that can be involved in that. And then next thing you know, it's a hearsay, because when I say I'm going to call Gina because of the fact that these people just don't like me. I mean, you know, it's one of those things where they just don't like you. Why don't I just like you? You just work for me or whatever like that. So, I mean, you know, there's a lot of situation that comes into play, because, you know, a lot of leaders may just they've never been leaders before in a power struggle. And this is the only power, like you said earlier, ain't no power at home, ain't no power nowhere else but in this spot. Somebody done gave them this platform. This is yours. You handle. Dry this boat like you need to dry this boat. You know, just make things happen. And so all of this kind of stuff comes into play when it comes to workplace bullying and everything. And, you know, somebody may come to me and say something to me out the way and say they might feel intimidated, especially if they're smaller than me. And I'm standing over them. They like, well, I feel intimidated, and I might have done nothing, you know, but stand there and look at them. So it's a lot of things. Like you said, that's some serious training that's needed, not only in the city, but everywhere. Because it's kind of getting out of hand. It's kind of getting out of hand. Hey, great show, ladies.
Well, I tell you this, we're going to be doing this a lot more, talking about killing versus suicide, because we want to know, what side would you think you would be on? You got to understand the killings of what I mean versus suicide. When you're bullied and you having depression and you having anxiety and you're not getting help. One can be one mindset of that person goes out, kills everybody, then kill themselves. Then the other mindset don't have that thought of killing other people, but I'm just going to kill myself to end it all. Yeah, my bills. I don't have a job. I'm homeless. I got, you know, or if I got a job, I'm homeless. And then people, I come to work, I don't have no friends. People treat me bad, ostracizing me because I know I've been here 20, 30 years. And that's not something else. An employee is seniority. And this union will be working to make sure going forward to advocate seniority. You've been here 27, 30 years. That's institutional knowledge. Great institutional knowledge. And you get a new person to come in that's in charge because for whatever reason they don't like you, they don't promote you, they overlook you. And then you get someone to come over that don't know the job and then they expect you to train them. And then you feel in some kind of way, but they don't understand it. And you still train them. You be that customer service that we're talking about.
They have to evaluate you.
And then they got to evaluate you. And you train them. And you train them. And then they talk junk about you. See, that's what you call pushing somebody over the edge.
That will push you over the edge.
Because if it continues to go on, it could push you over the edge.
And they do the subtle kind of bullying.
But see, now they're getting so blatant with it
Yes.
because nothing is happening to the ones who's doing the bullying. And so this union is going to start helping advocate to make sure that anti-bullying, sexual harassment, intimidation, retaliation, untruthfulness, and all of that's going on, we're going to make sure that discipline is due to that person. So let's look in the chats before we close out. We got some. Thank you all for joining in for our first day back. Someone says, I experienced the same growing up. I was bullied. So sorry to hear that. You for life. I can't read that. And then there's one that says that's what management needs to be told because workplace bullying needs to stop. And we're going to advocate that training. And we definitely this time going around with this new administration and HR, we want to see or know that these people are being disciplined in leadership all the way up. The discipline when they're found to be guilty. Okay. If you know more than them, yes, that's correct. That is the number one trigger. Not that if you know, you do know more than them. Because you all heard the thing. How long you been here? You know, you got to learn the city way because there's the rules, the city code, and the city way. That city way, let me tell y'all, no, I don't care who you are in the city of Atlanta or where you come from, Washington, Florida, Baltimore, wherever you come from to the city of Atlanta, there is a city way, okay? That city way is called politics. It's everywhere. If we go to Washington, D.C., politics is still about who you know. It's still about who you know. We might try to get something changed and get it fixed for the better, but at the end of the day, it's still the city way. And we say that to say rules are meant to follow, but you don't break the rules, but there can be some bending of exception depending on what it is. There are certain rules that we cannot bend or get exceptions because it is not tolerable, like drugs and alcohol. Y'all know you don't do that. Wear your seatbelts when you ride in a vehicle. You know you don't do that because that is against the law in the state of Georgia. Okay? So y'all just be mindful of what we're telling you. This union is not going to tell you nothing to try to hurt you. We're here to help you. They want you to train them absolutely not doing it. Well, we don't want to say we're not going to absolutely not do it. But when you get into a position where people want you to train someone in a position that you should have been able to get because you were qualified, that's when you definitely let us know. And we definitely will have HR investigate labor relations, investigate. That kind of stuff is going to stop. We need to stop being able to have our employees that's tenure here have career ladder movements. We're going to stop. We're going to do our best to advocate, to minimize, because sometimes you can't stop it, but minimize a great chunk of people coming in.
And I think this HR administration is for it. I really do.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. We will see. And we're being prayerful and hopeful that it's starting out on a good foot. Yes. So we got to keep it going on a good foot. But guess what? We need your help, members of PACE. We need your help. And the help we need from you is to do the right thing. You do the right thing. So when we advocate for you, that we would be heard. And I don't want to ever hear no more of my being your president, that when we go and ask for money, or when we go and fight for the cause, to be fair, to treat you with civility as they say, that they'll say, well, your members ain't doing right. We don't want to hear that no more. We want you to be on time the best you can. We want you to share. We want you to do your job.
Come to work.
And remember your wine garden rights. Remember your wine garden rights. We won't get into that now because we got to close out our show. But you can look up wine garden. WEINGARTEN. Again, WEINGARTEN. Rights. That means if you are called into a meeting and it is a progressive discipline or that meeting you're not comfortable with, you have the right to ask for union representation. And the city of Atlanta acknowledges PACE as one of the unions. And therefore, if you're a PACE member, you have that right to stop that meeting and contact us. Okay? So, with that being said, I am so glad we're back.
I enjoyed this.
We are going to bring more this year. Our goal was to bring more education to you about our union, bring more education to you of what's going on, so you'll understand how the union works. So a lot of people that still feel that the union is, why should they spend their $16 every payday? What can you do for me? Well, one clause in it, let me tell you, that's new in the MOU that we have as a PACE member. If you are unclassified and you are terminated, you, as being a PACE member, we have the ability within 3 days to request a meeting with the Department of Human Resources Commissioner, a meeting with you on your behalf to do what I call, I wouldn't say a rebuttal session, but to share your side of the story of why you feel you should not be terminated. This is a win-win for the city and for this union. First time ever has happened in our MOU, because it helps weed out wrongful terminations that could cost the city money, that will, a lot of money that can be freed up for raises, and it also stop people wrongfully terminating good employees. So we'll be talking more on that later on, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. And as we bring today's show to an end, we anticipate that we've been a beacon of hope to some of you, entertaining at some point, and have been able to shed light on all the things the city and going on in the city that you are listening about. We thank you for tuning in to Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together. So tune in next week as we will continue to fight the good fight on your behalf, and to be a part of bringing the good back to the city of Atlanta employees.
And again, y'all, don't be left in the dark. Join Radio Connections with Pace, where it all comes together, to stay up to date on city news from Pace's point of view. And as Gina said earlier, we are going to be giving more information to all. We know that we have all areas. Some people are just entering into the workforce, and there's some things that they just don't know. That's Pace's job. We are a labor organization. Our job is to help ease you into this workforce, to make it cohesive for both you and management. If you are not a member to this elite organization, PACE, Professional Association for City Employees, join now. You can send an email. We'll send you an electronic application. The dues are $16 per paycheck. Believe me, it is the best $16 that you will pay. So thank you for listening to Radio Connections with Pace for our first show of 2023, where it all comes together. We will see you next week for more news from Pace. Remember, it is not what you say, but how you say it that will remain in the minds and thoughts of others. You guys have a good evening. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Happy Love Day. Spencer, you was great.
Thank you, Spencer. See you next week. You all be safe out there. Wear your mask if you have to. Stuff is still out there. You know I'm an advocate. Be safe. Y'all take care. Happy Valentine's Day.
Spencer, send us out.
Have a good one. Hey, listen.